Hello and welcome to Paw Prints on the Mountain, brought to you by the Humane Society of the White Mountains. I'm your host, Mike Bosely. In a moment, we'll be joined by Deena and Cassie, and we'll hear about some beautiful things there at the Humane Society of the White Mountains. But before we do, we're going to go into Mike's Pet Peeves. Now, Mike's Pet Peeves is merely my opinion, not the opinion of the board or the Humane Society or pretty much anybody important. It's really just me. So, what I can't stand is, why do people put sirens in the back of songs just so ever much that you actually think there's a police car behind you? Like, where is it in music history that some music producer was like, you know what, this song, we need sirens in the background and we'll have music gold from here on out? I just, why is that gotta be a thing? But what I hate more than that is when actually people refer to the Humane Society as the Pound or Doggy Jail. It's ridiculous. When you actually know what happens at the Humane Society, those two words are really obsolete. I mean, the Humane Society is really a beacon of hope. These dogs get loved, they get walked, they get medications, great housing, 3 squares a day, or, well, I guess, I don't know if they get 3 squares, but 2 squares a day at least, and lots of walking. These dogs are loved, and this is a beacon of hope for them. Take the safe house where the battered women of our community may go. We don't refer to that in negative connotation words. We explain it the way it is, a safe house, and we help those women progress in life. The same with the Humane Society. This is a place that we turn lives around, and we also connect them with their forever homes. So when you're out on social media, instead of bashing something or using negative words, look on the Facebook Humane Society page and share. Every time that a Humane Society dog, that a dog comes into the Humane Society, there's a picture, there's a post. Have you seen this dog came from this area? Share that instead of bashing that. Do something good with what you're doing on social media. And you don't have to take my words for it. Joining with us is Cassie and Deena. Now, you're in the front office, Cassie.
I sure am.
Tell us something about the love that you see that happens on a daily basis there at the Humane Society.
So much good actually happens there. One of my favorites is when, animals get reunited. When they're strays, they're picked up, people bring them into the shelter, and they're doing their good deed and everything, and then we post it on Facebook like you said. We want to get them home.
Right.
That's our ultimate goal. And then the owners come in and it's just happy reuniting there. That's a really good feeling that we helped that animal get home. And then we also help animals find their homes too. I mean,
right.
when the adoption happens, and we just know in our hearts that it's a good fit for everybody, for the family, the kids, the animal, that's so rewarding.
I have a friend that recently did get a dog from the shelter. It was a little puppy, female, but yes, it is a perfect fit for their home. Now at the moment, they may tell you it's a little nuts around home, but I can tell you from the outside looking in, it is the perfect fit. It is just the amount of chaos
Awesome.
that they need. Love you, Birdman Media, if you ever watch this. So Deena, tell us some of the love that you see. Now, we've said that we could make those really dramatic, sad commercials,
right.
But we could only really make those commercials as the dogs come in. Because actually, once they've been in the shelter, it's nothing but happiness.
Yes. I have I've been there a little over 11 years. And when I started as the bookkeeper, thanks. When I started as the bookkeeper, there's one that really stands out in my mind, and that was this dog had been with the shelter for a little while, and that was before we made all the progression that we have with our shelter. But this dog did not want to leave us. This dog would not walk across the parking lot, and I've watched what now, even when some of our kennel techs that love and care for these animals every day, they have to walk them out and help them get them loaded, because You know, I guess the difference is you can tell when a dog comes into us that has been in a home.
Yeah.
Those are the sad ones. The ones that have been living on the street for so long and trying to survive on their own.
Right.
Those ones, this is like entering a kingdom. I mean, they have fresh water, they have meals 2 to 3 times a day depending on what their needs are. A minimum of twice a day they're fed. And they're walked. They get exercise time in the yard. Volunteers spend time with them. If they need socialization, they'll go to somebody's office or the front office and hang out. So these animals are very loved, and they know it. They know it. And you know, so I think that the ones that you can tell are strays coming in and that have been in a home and no one ever comes after them, those are the sad ones that hurt me.
Yeah.
You know, the older ones that are turned out instead of letting them finish their life out with you. We have a bonded older pair with us right now that we're looking for a rescue, a senior sanctuary to take, you know, and yet even though you can tell those two have been together forever, they are so excited to see any one of us that walk up to them every day. You know, they get to go on walks together. They're housed together.
Right.
You know, and they're treated with total respect of what they need in their life. You know, and it's really pretty awesome. So we're working on trying to find them a senior sanctuary. But like I say, the older ones are the ones that break our hearts. The ones that have been in a home, or even, you know, people move and for whatever reason they can't take their pet.
Right.
You
it
know?
happens as well.
It does happen. And
now, it's very important that if, God forbid, anyone is in some horrible situation where that has to happen, the best way is to actually surrender it to the Humane Society for many reasons. What are some of those reasons, Cassie?
Well, I mean, you know, moving and they can't take them with,
Right.
or evicted from their home. I mean, I've seen cases where people were living in their cars and they were just like, I want better for my animal. This isn't the right time or place to have him right now. I want, you know, let's see what we can do. We've had lots of different cases of.
What's the benefit of giving a surrender versus just letting my dog loose and hoping the dog catcher brings them? What's the difference between the two?
Well, bringing them to us, they're going to be cared for. They're in a safe spot. Like she was saying, you know, lots of time is spent with them, walking them, feeding them. That is a guarantee that they're going to be taken care of. If you were to let them out, who knows? Who knows?
well, and look at the information that we get too when they come in
There you
and do
go.
it the proper way. We know what their name is. It's not a name we have to give them when they come in.
Exactly.
We know their name. We know if they're housebroke. We know if they've lived with other pets and kids, and you know what their lifestyle was like before. So it's easier to place them going forward.
You mean on these Facebook posts that you guys have that says loves to play well with kids, you guys aren't like dog mind readers and just guess this sort of
You know,
stuff?
you would think so.
Or do you actually,
Right.
I mean,
And-
this information is very valid and important.
Oh
It
my
really
goodness,
is.
it's so important. And it's something that regardless of the circumstance, if somebody has to relinquish their pet,
Right.
we hurt for you. We really do. But you can do the best thing for that pet by giving us all this information.
Right.
Absolutely.
You know,
Right.
and that's what everyone says. How do you know their name? We don't know their name. We have to give them a name and a number when they come in. That's Cassie's job, a name and a number.
Oh, wow.
So, you know, you know, this is Nochi. If she came into us, she may be Heather or Daisy or whatever, you
Right.
know. So now not only are they in a whole new place, we're not even calling them their name they've been called by, you
Right,
know, their
right.
whole life.
Uh-huh.
So if you could just do that for your pet, love your pet enough to do that, you know, and we will love your pet enough going forward to find it the next perfect home.
Yeah.
That is so well put. Love your pet enough to just do the best for them.
Right.
And drop them off at the shelter.
When we're open.
When we're open. Aha.
Come
Now
in,
there's
have a
where we were about
conversation
to.
with us. You know, and not only that, then we can get their medical information. You know, are they current on vaccines? Did you bring that record with you if they are? Because that saves us money and us having to do them again on vaccines. You know, all
yes.
that kind of stuff. Is it on any medications? You know, if you're out of the medications, you know, we'll have to get them, you know. Doc will look it over, say yes, no, whatever, you know. Or if you bring the medications, we can continue on if they're on a special diet. You know, all that's very, very important. You wouldn't leave, I would hope no one would leave their child just at a gate and not take the time to come in and talk to the people in the situation.
That's,
you know,
that's a good analogy for sure.
Yeah, we're not here to judge you. We're here to help you.
Right.
And help your pet.
And that's
because that's what it is all about.
Now, before, we're not going to get too into it, but you said that you've been with the Humane Society for 11 years.
Yeah.
Now, coming up next year marks our 50th anniversary of being the Humane Society of the White Mountains. In the 11 years, obviously you've seen so much love, so much. What have you seen as an organization? How has the organization changed?
You know, we've made a lot of changes that are so much better for the animals.
In what way?
We do not ever euthanize for space or for how long you've with us.
Okay.
You know, we've grown into where we network and we work with other humane societies, we work with rescues to try and, if they've got room, they can take our pets, you know, and get them adopted. And that way we have more kennels open for what's coming into us. I've watched, not only have we physically grown.
Oh yes, you guys have grown enormously physically.
Yeah, and we have a board that communicates. We've had some really great boards.
Ooh, was there an email I should have?
I don't know, I didn't look at it today. Okay. There is a meeting tonight. But, you know, we've grown and we're out in our community. And I think from what I get and the feedback we get on some of this stuff, the community likes what we're doing for these animals. And you know something, Mike, what I always say on the radio show that I do is we're dealing with a problem in the community, but we need help doing that. It's not our problem, it's a whole community problem, you know. So I would like to just touch on something that you had said earlier, and that is I see all these things on Facebook, and you do too. Seen a dog running on this street or that street, you know, couldn't get it. Okay, please call animal control. Animal control is not your enemy.
No.
Animal control will secure that pet and get it to us so that it's safe and no one has to worry about it being run over.
I blame the cartoons when we were kids because all the dog catchers in all the cartoons were smelly fat guys that did nothing but abuse the dogs. And I think that's mentally what we've just locked it into.
We could mess with our animal control officers right now, but they're not smelly fat guys.
Well, we will be back in just a couple moments with more stuff that's going on with Humane Society. We'll talk about the Doghouse Thrift Shop. All of it's coming up here in just a couple moments. We'll see you soon. Hello and welcome back to Paw Prints on the Mountain, brought to you by the Humane Society of the White Mountains. Our guest is giving everybody free facials over here. See, lots of love coming in from the Humane Society dogs. It's amazing the love that these dogs can really bring to a home and how they can just change your life, even if you do believe it's absolute chaos. I'm telling you from personal
experience there,
very much. So, hi ladies, welcome back again.
Hello.
Now, before the break, we were talking about the surrendering of the animals and all the help that brings. Now, of course, as it becomes winter, and temperatures are dropping, so there's extra precautions that need to be taken for dogs.
Oh, yes.
Okay. And kitties too. Now is this, now I know during the summer, like everyone just lets their cats out. I swear, I open my door at night and it's like there's 8 cats just lining. But now it doesn't happen as much during the winter. Do cat owners lock them in during the winter? Or do they just not hang out on my fence as much during the winter?
Well, you know, they probably don't tell us those kind of things, Mike, because sometimes they really think that we can come and take their animal or something, and we don't.
Okay,
so,
okay.
But, you know, I would think, I would hope that everyone is keeping their pets somewhere warm
and
sheltered out of the weather. you know, what I like to remind people too is that pets drink, not only domestic pets, but horses, cows, all that, they drink a lot more water in the winter.
Yes. It creates metabolism, right?
Well, yeah, and it helps keep them warm from the inside out. And so people need to make sure that if they do have outside animals or domestic pets, that they are giving them fresh water every day and it's not frozen. So I prefer, you know, to ask people, isn't there a way you could put them in a mud room, a laundry room, something if they're not housebroken, you know, just let them in during that cold night.
Right.
You know, I like to think if it's too cold for me, it's too cold for them.
Right.
So, but there are ways, as long as you give them a shelter, and an igloo house we talked about, I think last month, is not the ideal thing.
No. Actually, I saw something on Facebook. It was horrible. They'd found a
Made me sad.
Dead in there.
Yeah,
Yep.
dead,
Yep.
frozen to death
Yep.
in North Carolina or wherever. But
Yep. But they could put straw in there.
And right, that would help.
And that would help keep it warm.
Right.
Straw or blankets, you know. It doesn't, I mean, obviously it's going to be outside. And then you also need to make sure if you're doing blankets for your pets outside, you need to make sure they're dry.
Yes,
Because,
yes.
you know, on some days they're going to be really wet. You got to change those out. And there's all kinds of things people can do. And you can look it up because so many people have access to the internet.
Right.
How to keep my outdoor dog or cat warm, you know?
There's life hacks on every other thing in the world. Why can't there be a life hack about keeping?
Absolutely.
Now,
How
is
to
there a
make
life
feral
hack?
cat house.
Oh, yes. Yes, there you go. Apparently I need to look at that because
Yeah,
my neighborhood.
you can do it with an ice chest.
Oh.
Or a
I saw that
tote.
one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Something to keep those, because you know what, I will tell you, in my years here, I have actually seen animals come in that are frostbitten.
Really?
So yes, so people can definitely be aware that animals do get frostbitten.
Okay, so
So-
it's not an impossibility, and
Right.
they need to be warm just like the rest of us.
Absolutely.
Okay, and I try to tell my dogs every night, get off the bed. There's dogs that are outside right now, and they still sleep on my feet.
Yeah, there you go.
So,
Yeah.
Now, Cassie, tell us a little bit about what you do at the Humane Society. You told us a little bit about some loving stories. Now, what is your job there at the Humane Society?
Well, so front desk, I do the phone calls, I do intakes, the surrenders, the strays that come in, I process adoptions, I approve adoption applications. I'm also the alternative placement.
What does that mean?
So I reach out to other shelters, other rescues, sanctuaries. When we get full or when we have special cases, I'll reach out to them and see if we can do a transfer.
So you're part of that networking
I
she
am.
was talking about with all the other shelters and societies. Okay.
I do, yeah. And so there's specific breeds. There's old.
Senior
old
sanctuaries.
yeah, exactly. So it just depends on the case, you know, and I'll reach out to different rescues.
Old, brain fart.
Maybe that's not good, you know. But yes, I do. I reach out for their benefit, getting them in a better place or, you know, where they need to go.
How long have you been with the Humane Society?
I've been there for a year and a half now.
Year and a half.
Yeah.
And what are your thoughts on working there?
I love it. I'm still there.
This is a valid point.
I'm continuing to grow and learn more every day. So it's
What's your
really
favorite
blessing.
part about working there? This is a totally off.
Oh
I
my
did
gosh,
not
you
even
put me on
let
the
you
spot
plan
right
about this
today.
one. Yeah, no.
The best part about working there
Is with Deena.
Of course, Deena. Of course,
I set you up for that one. Oh man, knock it out
Oh
of
my
the
goodness. Probably seeing the rehabilitation of animals that come to us in need, and seeing their progress as they transform from what they were into what they are now.
Speaking of progress, can you give us an update on Cammie?
Oh my gosh, Cammie is, I love her. I love her. She's still continuing her
Physical therapy.
physical therapy. Thank you.
Old.
Yep.
Words, mouth. No. She's continuing with that. I mean, she still gets lots of walks every single day. She has a little boot that she puts on her foot now, so it's not dragging so much.
Right.
But
Which the dragging kind of,
Yeah.
Doc Helzer will be looking her over again. She had to have that rod in there for 8 weeks.
yes.
And we're right around the 8-9 week area now. And so that'll have to come out. But Doc will make the determining factor. I personally have watched her, and she does. I think she has a little bit of feeling all the way down to that foot, but I don't think that there's anything in the foot. So we will have to see what happens. But either way, Mike, what I can tell everyone is Cammie is an amazing dog, and we will find her an
Yes.
amazing home that she deserves.
She's
I
so
have no doubt about that. And what a resilient dog. And how have her puppies? They
All of her
found?
puppies have all found forever homes.
Yep.
Wonderful.
And you know, they're just like Cassie was saying, the transformation from when Cammie came in to what she is now is amazing. The look in her eyes. I mean, you just see a sparkle in Cammie's eyes now, and she's filled out. She is content with life. She's happy.
Well, coming from where she was prior.
Right. And the pain that she was in and everything.
Right.
And, you know, she never has to worry again for the rest of her life where her next meal's coming from
No.
or how she's going to take care of babies, because there'll be no more babies.
That's right. Well,
You know?
yes.
But yeah, so where Cammie's babies had been, we've replaced with a new mother and babies over in the training room. So yeah, we've got another litter there that's actually waiting for a transfer to a rescue that have said they want them. They just need to find them a foster home.
Well, that's
So
great.
they'll take the mom and the babies. And so that's the kind of stuff that we all work, you know, together with all these organizations throughout the state to
Can you bring
make
one of those to
happen.
the board meeting tonight?
Well, there'll be 7 of them right close to there. They
all
will
right.
be in that room with the mama.
Okay.
So
Now, as we're kind of winding down, tell us a little bit anything going on at the Doghouse Thrift Shop.
Oh, yes. Oh, my goodness. So I want to tell everyone, if you are driving around and you see that big, tall, green, what is it, like a sock thing?
The air puppets.
Yeah,
or
air
sky
puppet,
puppets,
air
sky
puppet, I
puppets,
think.
yeah.
Inflatable.
Yeah.
Dancing guy.
Yeah.
That was a good impression too.
That was really good.
Thank you.
We didn't have to have that one. Well, you could have just done that. But anyway, Les says when that's out, he's having a sale.
Okay.
So that's what the customers need to know. When you see that out there, he's having a pretty big sale, because we
Okay.
do different sales. But like right now, what's going on between now and Christmas is 50% off all Christmas stuff.
Wow.
And then, of course, he's running other sales with it that change daily. Like one time it may be 50% off clothes, or 50% off furniture, or 25% off everything in the store.
Wow.
So, yeah, watch for all that.
That's a great way to knock off Christmas list items for 50% off, and Christmas
Absolutely.
list items for uncle that you don't even know what he likes anymore.
Absolutely.
Let me tell you, their Christmas in the back, it's amazing. I get lost back there. Lots of great stuff to go see.
And that's out in the barn, isn't it?
It is.
They have a whole room full of stuff out in the barn.
Oh, joy.
Of Christmas stuff, yeah.
Yay.
And so there, we do need to let everyone know that we're on our winter hours over there.
Okay.
Which is Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 to 5, and then accept donations Tuesday through Saturday 10 to 4:30.
Makes sense.
So-
Got to knock it down. By the way, if anyone is out there, do not tell Adria about the 50% off sale, please. That's.
You can never have too many Christmas things.
Oh my goodness.
You'll never get to stop putting it all up.
I know, that's what
That'll be
I
time
already
to take it
feel.
all.
There's already 8 totes of Christmas stuff. Now I got a kid. It's going to be like 12.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's going to be.
It's going to be fun.
But the Doghouse is great stuff, and there's
Absolutely.
all year-round stuff. I saw skis there last time.
Yes.
There's also golf clubs. It
Oh my
doesn't
goodness!
matter.
And there's all that
everything.
stuff for do-it-yourself. You know, like sometimes we have ceiling fans, we have chandeliers. You know, and on these cold and nasty days when people don't have to go out, there's books, there's movies, there's jigsaw puzzles, there's games. I mean, there are so many different things. You know, something for everybody.
You know, you got the grandkids coming back into town. Pick up some board games. Get them off their tablets. Let's play some games.
Absolutely.
And Thanksgiving, you know, everybody
Absolutely.
gather around. So the Doghouse is really a great holiday. Go check it out. And especially when there's a Sky sock puppet guy.
Exactly.
How did that go again?
Sky sock puppet guy.
No, she wants
How
you
did
to.
how did the thing go?
But you know, the best part about it all is that every dollar that's spent there comes right back to our Humane Society every day. So,
Okay, yes.
You know, and the stuff is donated. So we thank the community again for your gently used donations and for shopping with us. You know, this is all local, and you're helping the local homeless animals with us.
And really, if it wasn't for everybody locally, we wouldn't have been around for 50 years.
Absolutely. And you know, we're so excited because everyone can, we're just going to kind of let it slip out.
Okay.
June 20th.
Oh.
Watch between now and then. On June 20th, we are having a big celebration for our 50 years.
Sweet. There wasn't an email I didn't read. Awesome. I did not know that date.
So, it's June 20th.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
Mark your calendars. Tell Siri to June 20th, the Humane Society of the White Mountains. It's going to be good.
50-year birthday celebration.
Woohoo.
So, and we're hoping to be able to have some of the original founders with us.
Oh, wow. That would definitely be nifty.
Yeah.
Heck yeah.
Yes.
And that really see that transformation from what it was to
where
what
we're at now.
Wow.
Yep.
Awesome. Okay.
So it's been a really an amazing transition watching how far our shelter has come in 50 years, because one of the founders has given me stuff from when they were there. And so and so I see what they used to do, you know,
right.
Some years back, and how they used to try and raise funds. It's a bunch of caring people that want to make a difference.
And that's what the Humane Society is. And especially all of you employees, from a board member's perspective, thank you very much for all you guys do, all that hard work. We've got like 25 seconds and we never introduced Nochi.
Oh my goodness.
So let's totally give Nochi his 15 seconds of fame,
Okay.
literally.
Here you go, Nochi.
This is Noche. She is a year-and-a-half-old female lab mix.
Very labby.
As you
very
can see,
labby.
very labby. She was an owner surrender.
Where you going?
So it was one of those situations where, you know, they wanted the best for her. They couldn't keep her. But she's a hoot. She's a hoot.
She's ready for a new forever home.
She
You got your bags
is.
packed, don't you, honey? Yeah, you're ready to go.
There you go.
She's ready.
And free facials. All right. So there you go.
Exactly. Love forever.
That'll do it for us today. Thank you. And remember, you can always donate your time or money to the Humane Society of the White Mountains. We appreciate all the community does for the Humane Society. That's going to do it for us this month, and we'll see you on the flip side. It'll be 2020 next time we do this.
Oh my God.
Well,
So,
happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody. Stay safe and swing by the Humane Society. Find your forever home.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Good job, Nochi. Yay!